conscious creators, let's talk about remembering. Remembering. It's remembering, thinking about memories seems uncomplicated. It seems it just seems like there's not a problem, right? Because when we say remembering, most start thinking about good times and happy times, and those are there in what you call your memory. But the challenge is that most often in your lives, in your life experiences, when it matters the most, you're not remembering the good times. You're remembering the potential dangers. You're remembering the potential threats. You're remembering when things went wrong. You're remembering the problems and the challenges. And that's the challenge. When you are remembering, notice where your mind takes you, because the conditioning, the programming is toward that which you do not want. That's just what it is. And when you think about the breadth of that which you do not want and how emotion is tied to those experiences, then that's the reason why bringing back together circumstances, situations, events that were undesired is most prominent, is the first course of action of the mind, with that being the nature of the conditioning, to focus on that which you do not want, that which you do not desire, and to feel it, to remember the emotion. Why? Because you're taught to set up barriers. You're taught to set up defenses. You're taught to try to protect yourself against the next time that it happens, and not realizing that you're doing everything right from a creative standpoint to recreate the experience. That's remembering. You're bringing it back together. And every time you bring a memory like that back onto the screen of your mind and you feel the emotion, again, you're activating the inner creative process perfectly and precisely. Now, imagine if you were consistently remembering all of the good times, and expecting that. Remembering the positive outcomes versus the negative. And that's the thing. See, nobody remembers and then begins to anticipate the positive outcomes. Again, you're conditioned to protect yourself from pain, protect yourself from damage. So you focus on the negative. You focus on that which you do not desire. And little thought is given, especially for those who are unaware of their inner creative process. Little thought is given, or little merit is given to the positive experiences, the good experiences, when things turned out well. Even in your businesses, even in your laws and all of these things, they are set up in reaction to happenings and experiences that were undesired. That's the reason for laws. That's the reason for your statutes and all of these things, is to try to redirect or protect against events that happened, circumstances that could come forth that one does not desire, or that pose some type of threat or danger. And in the establishing of those, you guarantee their appearance. You guarantee the continued need to address that experience, because you have set boundaries, you have set walls, you have set up petitions and all of these things that hold that specific experience in the minds of people. Think about it. Think about a law or something where a behavior was displayed and then all of a sudden an uproar occurred because of that behavior, and rules or laws were set in place against that behavior. That is what holds it in the mind of the governing body that was able to set that rule. The people that come into the area of that rule, whether it's a business or whether it's a city or state. This is the law. This is the rule, right? Do not go against the rule. So you have those, are sowing that idea, and that idea is continuously sown into the mind of the individuals who come in contact with that rule, with that regulation. And so by placing it in motion energetically, vibrationally, you pretty much establish the fact that you have to continue servicing that experience. Now, imagine if the same thing was done for correct behavior, desired experience. Right? Benny coaches his son's basketball in the YMCA, and he focuses on correct behavior. And this is something that has come about over the past few years that has just become a part of him that seems right when you're talking about the integrative process, how it works, how to influence performance, how to influence high outcomes. You know, this is not how he brought his children up. He didn't know, right? He was doing what everybody else was doing, focusing on the negative, focused on curbing undesired behaviors through some type of penalty or correction mechanism focused on that behavior. But now, with the basketball, he celebrates, he brings to light, he communicates the beauty and the power of desired behaviors, right? He doesn't speak on, even when a behavior or something happens that is not quite right as far as the basketball team, the reference is toward the desired performance, the desired outcome, the desired behavior, and there's no reference given to the ill behavior. And as a result of doing that, now he's seeing how most coaches are focused on the undesired behavior, right? That's what they communicate. Don't do this. We don't want to do that. In games, they're emotional about wrong behaviors. And you're causing your team to focus on wrong behaviors. This is the same thing that we're talking about with rules and regulations. You're causing the people, the individuals that they affect, to focus on that which is undesired. Now imagine your company, your business, your family, your cities, your states, your countries, establishing celebrations of correct behaviors, celebrations of correct responses, celebrations of correct, when people correctly observe the speed limit, when people do things correctly or in an optimal, most excellent fashion in their families, in the businesses, in their communities. Imagine if that was the norm. Imagine if in the same way laws and rules are established, that mechanisms for celebration were established. Right? Think about something as simple as every fifth person that shows a beautiful act in the business, a supportive act in the business, is rewarded in some way. Right? Now you have this in your sales mechanisms where somebody makes a certain number of sales, maybe they receive a certain commission, but imagine just beautiful behavior, optimal behavior that supports the culture of an organization, that supports your family culture, that supports any type of outcome that you desire, that the regulations, the rules, the ideas are set to celebrate correct behavior. And now you're establishing a level of focus that affects the memories. People remember having done things correctly. People remember having done things in an optimal fashion because the celebrations, not rules, not laws, but the celebrations were set up to cause the focus to be on correct behavior, correct actions, achieving correct or desired outcomes, optimal performance. It's a completely different shift. It's a shift of attention. It's a shift of focus. And that's why we want you to be aware of your memories, aware of your remembering, aware of what it is exactly that you're remembering, and noticing how it is interacting and activating your inner creative process. What are you remembering? What have you remembered today? What do you remember remembering today? Was it a positive outcome experience, or was it a not so great outcome and experience? Do you remember feeling the feeling as if it was happening right now? Did you engage in the idea for a long enough period of time where you began to feel the feeling of that experience? And if so, you activated your inner creative process in a perfect fashion. Now the question is, was it in the direction of something desired or undesired? That's always the question. We are thankful, grateful for each of you who have participated in this interaction, who have found us through your internet idea. We are excited for you. We're excited for your growth and expansion. And if you desire support in this, what we're calling your journey of enlightenment, not just support, but to accelerate the process, we have a single idea. We've established a private community, the Ascension Accelerator. We're calling it the modern day monastery, for most do not have the opportunity to go to a beautiful mountaintop and sit in silence to uncover who they are. So we are bringing it to you. Everything that you need, the tools that you need, the community that you need, the consistent support that you need to uncover your truth, to uncover your true power, to begin to be consistent in expanding your awareness so that you can begin to live from the place of truth, live from the place of power, uncover the peace and the freedom that exists, that allows you to create the life that you desire to live. All of that's available in what we're calling the Ascension Accelerator. And you can look to the description to get more information on that. And we look forward to being of support. Thank you very much.